Sign says that was not a Roman salute. He's next to Hitler here.
Yeah,
What are you implying here?
Some people defend him saying, oh, it was not a Nazi salute, it was a Roman salute. He did it twice. You can see this picture comparison.
Do you believe Elon Musk is a Nazi?
Yes.
Do you believe that Elon Musk is an actual Nazi, or is this figurative?
For 100%, I think he is. He's posted a lot of, things that are like blatantly anti-Semitic and racist in all sorts of ways. And then we've seen him do like Nazi salutes and everything like that. And he's associated with the German far-right party that's like associated with Nazism. And so, yeah, I think he clearly is a Nazi. And he
sig-hailed twice at the inauguration. So yes, and by his own standards, he's a Nazi.
Yeah, I'm not using rhetoric. I'm using it literally. He's a Nazi. He's told us and shown us that he's a Nazi. He did a Nazi salute. He's posted anti-Semitic tweets on Twitter many, many times.
Well, only he really knows what's inside him. But his actions are going to kill a lot of people.
Hey everybody, I am your host, Elaad, reporting for Timcast News here in the meatpacking district of New York City, where behind me people are outside of a Tesla showroom protesting against Elon Musk. They've been protesting outside of here weekly for the past few weeks. Let's go talk to some folks, see what's going on. And your sign caught my eye.
Which one?
The other side, flip it on the other, not that side.
He's a Nazi, don't talk to him. He's a Nazi anti-vaxxer, don't talk to him. He's a right-wing agitator. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to talk to that guy.
They called me a Nazi like they're calling Musk a Nazi. That's outrageous. Hey, excuse me, sir, your sign caught my eye.
Yes.
We're outside of the Tesla showroom. Your sign says, "Stop Musk coup, don't let our billionaires buy our country." Tell me a little bit more why you came out.
The sign speaks for itself. I don't like telling people what to think. They can read the sign and decide what it means for themselves.
Why'd you decide to come outside of the showroom?
Thank you, sir. Please take a photo of the sign. It speaks for itself. Make up your own minds. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hey, excuse me, I'm a journalist here to cover the rally. Can you tell me a little bit more about your sign, boycott Tesla, don't buy the swastikars?
Sure. Elon Musk has shown that he's fascist, and he's was not elected by the people of the United States. He's orchestrating a coup and stealing billions from the poorest people in the world by cutting U.S. aid and Medicaid. So we're here.
Given that he was kind of appointed by Donald Trump, how do you feel as though a coup is happening?
It's not. There's no precedent for someone who was appointed by the president to have this much influence over the federal government.
You're calling Tesla swastikars. Is that to imply that Elon Musk is a Nazi and the Tesla cars are tainted by his ownership?
He sig-hailed twice at the inauguration. So yes, and by his own standards, he's a Nazi.
People have defended that hand motion. What's your reaction to people defending that hand motion that he did and saying that he's not a Nazi?
I meant to ask you what.
I'm a freelancer. My name's Elaad. But I guess how would you react to people saying he's not a Nazi?
I don't think there was anything ambiguous about the gesture.
Teslas are electric cars supposed to help the environment. One of the most popular cars, electric cars in our country.
I'm done talking to you. But.
Okay, why? What's wrong?
I don't know what newspaper organization you're with. So.
Thank you so much for your time. We're out here today outside the Tesla showroom. I see you have a sign that says Musk is a Nazi. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you're using the Nazi rhetoric when referring to Musk?
Yeah, I'm not using rhetoric. I'm using it literally. He's a Nazi. He's told us and shown us that he's a Nazi. He did a Nazi salute. He's posted anti-Semitic tweets on Twitter many, many times. He's been called out for it very lightly by the press, but they haven't really followed through on it.
What's your reaction to those who defend his use of that? He even denied that that was actually a Nazi salute.
Yeah, I think they're clowns. I think they think we're idiots. We're not idiots. We saw with our own eyes. We read his words. We know he's anti-Semitic. We know he's racist. We know he pushes the grand replacement theory. And I think either they're Nazis themselves or they think he's useful to their agenda. He's going to help them acquire more wealth or stay in power, things like that. We don't have to be coy about it. He's a Nazi. They're Nazi enablers, and that's it.
Despite his gestures, he still has many defenders, including Donald Trump, who appointed him. What's your reaction to his defenders?
I don't take them I take them seriously because they're hurting us, but I don't think that we should take their concerns seriously. They're racist. They want power. They don't believe in democracy. They don't believe in the vote. They don't believe in people power, and we're going to get them out. Yeah, for sure.
Are all Tesla cars now tarnished by Musk's legacy? If you buy a Tesla now, are you buying a so-called swastika car, as I saw on somebody's sign?
I think so. I mean, obviously people bought them like, a year ago, 2 years ago, when it wasn't as apparent that he was a Nazi. Those people, I have nothing against them. But like, if you own shares, you should sell them. If you're in a position to sell your car, you should sell it. And if you're thinking about buying a car right now, don't buy a Tesla because you're supporting a Nazi if you do that.
At the same time, though, aren't these the most popular EVs in our country? And if we're trying to battle climate change, a Tesla might be the best way to go?
Well, so first of all, if you want to battle climate change, I think that mass transit is the solution. EVs are a part of it, but there's other EV solutions out there. The fact that it's popular is not etched in stone. We can come up with another car that's going to be more popular. There's other brands out there. It doesn't hurt you to buy another car that's not a Tesla. Just do that instead. And we're going to do that, and we're going to crash their stock price until Musk is poor. That's our goal.
Absolutely. Last question. What do you hope to achieve by being here outside of the Tesla showroom?
Yeah, I think we want to, first of all, make a show of our opposition to Trump and Musk. I think we want to show that there's a mass movement building. I think we want to take away Musk's main power. His main power is his wealth. That's how he achieved his position today. We can take that away. Let's just tank the Tesla stock, take that away from him, and he won't have the power that he has today.
Hey, excuse me, my name's Elaad and I'm a journalist covering the rally. Your sign caught my eye. It's Elon Musk, if it walks like a duck. And then it's Elon Musk doing this gesture that's caused a lot of controversy. Can you tell me a little bit more about the sign?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So, I think, first of all, Musk is obviously trolling that he's a Nazi and like tee-hee-hee, plausible deniability. It's undeniable. And I grew up, my family is Jewish, and I know that when someone plays like this, they're not really playing. So I take it very seriously. But more than that, I'm an American, I'm a patriot, I love my country, and right now he's trying to destroy our government, and I take that very personally.
When we're kind of implying and saying that he's a Nazi, do we mean that literally or sort of figuratively? Because there's a lot that goes with the connotation of being a Nazi, and I'd hate to weaken what, it means to be or call somebody that.
Well, only he really knows what's inside him. But his actions are going to kill a lot of people. For instance, what they're doing with U.S. aid and the language around immigration, that's very much like there are good people and there are bad people and the bad people can die. And that's kind of close to me.
What are you hoping to achieve by being out here outside of the Tesla showroom today?
What I want to achieve is very straightforward. Musk's power comes from his money, and his money comes from Tesla. I want to make it very unpleasant to buy a Tesla, and I want to see the company crash and or get rid of him.
Should people boycott Tesla moving forward?
Yes.
And if you own a Tesla, what do you think you should do?
That's a tough question. I recommend trying to sell it because I want the price of used Teslas to crash. However, I recognize if you bought a Tesla 5 years ago, you may not be able to do that, and you are just in a tough spot. It's not something you did.
These are EVs. EVs help fight against climate change. Isn't this counterproductive?
I am a climate activist. There are other electric vehicles, and frankly, what he is doing is climate crime. He is destroying NOAA and FEMA, and you know what? You can buy an EV from another company.
Isn't it ironic that a climate activist is lobbying against people buying a particular EV at a time where most cars on the road already aren't EVs?
It is ironic and it's a little bit tragic. I wish it wasn't so.
Elon Musk isn't only the owner of a car company who's had a lot of controversy. Henry Ford is famously very controversial as well. What do you have to say about us not having much to go or where to go? I think Henry Ford is actually much more clear-cut anti-Semitic than Elon Musk ever was. I guess there's so much different things to boycott. Why are you focusing on this?
Well, Henry Ford is very dead.
Sure. The company still bears his name and the history of it.
It does. I don't think they're actively going down that road right now. Right now, Musk is making an ass of himself trying to take apart my government.
Absolutely. And on Donald Trump, Elon Musk is only here because Donald Trump won the popular vote and was able to appoint him. What's your reaction to President Trump winning the popular vote?
I'm heartbroken.
Why do you think it came about?
I don't know. But I will say, I hear the price of eggs is still very high.
Behind us is the Tesla showroom. You and others have organized a protest outside of Elon Musk's showroom here. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you decided to come out here?
For sure, yeah. We're out here today to protest Elon Musk because he is an unelected bureaucrat who has come and is bought his way into the federal government with a $250 million donation to the Trump administration. He is gutting federal agencies illegally. He is gutting environmental protections. He is basically destroying so much of people's livelihoods in the United States, and we're here to protest and shut down his business because we had people arrested earlier, and we're here to shut down his business because to get him out of the federal office.
Absolutely. He wasn't elected, but he was appointed by Donald Trump, who won the popular vote. I guess, what's your reaction to his close relationship with Donald Trump? And this only happened because Donald Trump was able to win the popular vote in the election, so your thoughts on that?
For sure. Give me a second just to collect my thoughts, but yeah, I think Trump is obviously a fascist, and Musk is part of that. And sorry, I haven't been interviewed for a really long time, and so I got nervous.
I could follow up with another question. I mean, there's a lot of people out here with signs alluding to Elon Musk being a Nazi.
Yeah.
Have you seen this stuff? Do you believe that Elon Musk is an actual Nazi, or is this figurative?
For 100%, I think he is. He's posted a lot of things that are blatantly anti-Semitic and racist in all sorts of ways, and then we've seen him do Nazi salutes and everything like that, and he's associated with the German far-right party that's associated with Nazism, and so yeah, I think he clearly is a Nazi, and he doesn't belong in our federal government.
Despite all this stuff, he's still pretty popular in our country. What do you think of Americans still generally supporting this guy? They still love buying Teslas. They still generally support SpaceX. People are still on his Twitter X platform.
I don't think that's true. I think we see a lot of people who are protesting against him. Tesla takedown actions like this one are happening all across the country, and the stock is rapidly falling. People are just dropping their Tesla stock, and people who do have Teslas are embarrassed about their Teslas, and they're putting bumper stickers on their Teslas saying, I bought this before I knew Elon was crazy, or I bought it before he went crazy. Whether he was always crazy, that's a matter of personal opinion. But yeah, people, I think of course there are some people who are also kind of fascist and support Elon Musk, but I think the majority of Americans didn't ask for Trump to give Elon Musk the kind of power he had. So even a lot of Trump supporters are against Elon Musk having the kind of power he has.
Is your goal here for people to stop buying Teslas moving forward?
I think at least temporarily, yeah. I mean, look, I'm a climate activist, right? And so there's some question of why are you protesting electric vehicles? It feels a little bit contrarian. And first of all, I'd say I don't actually believe that Teslas are the solution for solving the climate crisis, right? Even though they might have like lower emissions globally, right? They're not burning fossil fuels. They still have a huge environmental impact. The lithium and cobalt mining behind them is destroying the planet and is linked to huge human rights violations.
Isn't this an argument against EVs though? Not even Teslas in particular?
I mean, yeah. I think EVs aren't the way to save EVs aren't the way to save the future in my opinion. But Tesla has led the way with EVs in a lot of ways, and so yeah, it's kind of a protest against that. But even if EVs were a good thing, and even if I agreed with that, we'd still be protesting here today because Elon Musk is still playing a role in the fascist federal administration right now.
This last topic I wanted to hit on. Many Republicans are praising Elon Musk because of his cost-cutting agenda in Doge, and that's sort of what he's there to do. Do you think there's any validity to him cutting government bloat
I don't think so. I mean, I think I guess I understand the basic concept of wanting to cut costs, but he's not actually cutting costs for the average American, right? Trump's recent bill to cut taxes proposes tax increases for people who are earning less than $100,000 and tax cuts for much wealthier Americans, right? They're just making it more and more of a billionaire's country and a billionaire's playground, and the costs that they're cutting affect everyday Americans. If they really wanted to cut costs, they could cut costs to the bloated Pentagon budget, which is near $2 trillion, over $1 trillion, and is and they've failed audits several years in a row. And so I think if we're actually wanted to talk about government costs, yeah, sure, there are places that you could cut costs in the government, but for the most part, no.
Thank you so much for your time. I want to ask, is there anything else you want to mention? And can you tell me again the name of is it climate group?
I'm with Planet Over Profit, yeah, and I think that's all I have to say today.
Thank you so much for your time, and be safe out here.
Yeah.
Hey, excuse me, sir. My name's Elaad, and I'm a journalist covering this rally. I see you have a sign that says "Stop the Coup." We're outside the Tesla showroom. Why'd you decide to come out?
To stop the coup.
Okay.
Yeah. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Vance, these people want to smash democracy. They want to install Trump for life. They want to smash unions. They want to smash free speech. And they want to just take over the country, They think they can do it.
Why do you feel as though they're smashing democracy? I mean, Trump just won the popular vote with J.D. Vance.
He did, but when he was campaigning for election, he also told the Christian fascists in the South, vote for me, because once I get elected, you'll never have to vote again.
So you believe he will try to go for a third term, even though he's something like 79, I believe?
Do you take his word for it? I take his word for it. He says he wants to do that, yeah.
When you say coup, then that's what you're talking about when you're saying stop the coup.
Yeah,
I know some people are out here calling Elon Musk a Nazi. Have you seen that rhetoric, and what's your reaction to it?
Well, he supports the alternative for Deutschland, the German fascist party. He's explicitly supported it. He supports other fascists in Europe. So I wouldn't say he's a fascist. I'd say he's like a proto-fascist, He's anti-union. He wants to smash all the government unions. He wants to eliminate them all, And
a lot of Republicans have been praising him for his efforts at DOGE and cutting different department waste. Have you heard that stuff? And do you think there's any, validity to that?
Chainsaw approach to cutting people. Cut scientists, cut cancer researchers, cut park rangers. This is how he cuts waste. If he wants to cut waste, how about cutting his own project to send people to Mars? How realistic is this?
Yeah. You don't like SpaceX, for example, or
SpaceX? There are uses for spaceships, but too many is too much. And what's the purpose? No one is going to go to Mars, for Christ's sake. I mean, I think Elon Musk should be on the first of his spaceships to Mars.
Yeah. I mean, with a mentality like that, maybe not. Maybe that's what they said about going to the moon, 100 years ago.
Well, we'll see.
The sign says that was not a Roman salute. He's next to Hitler here.
Yeah,
What are you implying here?
Some people defend him saying, oh, it was not a Nazi salute, it was a Roman salute. He did it twice. You can see this picture comparison.
Do you believe Elon Musk is a Nazi?
Yes.
And why do you think, despite that, he's still relatively popular in our country, at least among conservatives who deny that was a Hitler
Because he
salute?
has power. He's the richest man in the world, and people gravitate toward power and wealth. Trump likes him, and the crazy MAGA people who like Trump, therefore like Elon, because they can't think outside of him.
Do you think people should be boycotting Tesla moving forward?
100%. That's what we're out here doing. We are shutting down the Tesla showroom so no more people can give Elon profit. And we are seeing that work. Tesla stocks are dropping by the day.
Let me ask, though, I mean, these are the most popular EVs in our country. Isn't this counterproductive to try to, reduce carbon emissions, at least?
So I'm actually a climate activist. I don't know if you know the group Fridays for Future New York City, founded by Greta Thunberg.
Isn't it ironic that climate activists are protesting against the most popular and largest EV company in our country?
Well, electric vehicles, electric vehicles actually take so much natural resources to create. Yes, over time, the absence of gas in that car might cancel it out, but the creation of Tesla is still not environmentally friendly.
So, I don't know, are you a climate activist telling me now that you're against EVs?
I'm not against electric vehicles. I'm saying he makes an argument that it's for the climate, but people ignore the fact that yes, it is against fossil fuel emissions, but there's also fossil fuel emissions that take into making his cars. Yes, we should transition to electric vehicles, but there are so many other companies to choose from, and one that is not owned by a fascist Nazi.
My last kind of question is going to be, all of this is because Donald Trump won the popular vote and became president, where he was able to appoint or give...
What news source are you from?
I'm a freelancer.
Okay.
So all of this is because Donald Trump won the election and popular vote, where he was able to give Musk any power. I guess, what's your reaction to Donald Trump winning the popular vote?
I mean, I was 17. I was too young to vote in the election, but I'm already suffering the consequences of his election. I am a trans child. On his first day in office, he signed an executive order declaring that there are only two genders. All of my government documents, my passport, my state ID, my birth certificate say X. So he literally declared my existence illegal. So from day one, his presidency has been affecting me firsthand.
What does that say about the state of our country that a person like this is winning the popular vote?
I mean, we saw that this whole election was crazy. I actually worked with Kamala Harris's campaign. I went up to Pennsylvania every single day of October to go knock doors, and it was really disappointing because every single election, I remember Donald Trump has been a candidate. I was in 3rd grade in 2016, and then I was a junior in high school this election. So I've been under the threat of Donald Trump my whole life. And seeing him in power and seeing him take away my rights is scary. And that's why we're doing things like being out here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Be safe out there. Thank you. Hey everybody, thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments. If it's your first time here, guys, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, stay barely informed.